Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What a wonderful day we're having here. We're at the Holiday Inn at Unlock Your Dreams. It's been a conference that has been just so overwhelming. We've had numerous speakers, and one of our special guests today is Mr. Dominic Carter. You know Mr. Carter. Thank you for coming today.
No, it's been my absolute pleasure to be here, and BASHA, it's always an honor for me to talk to you. Always, always.
And the same here. The same here, Dominic. I love you. I love you. I love what you give to your community on television and off television. And but particularly today, because we're talking about Unlock Your Dreams, I wanted to talk about what women can do, because it has to do. My show has to do with revitalization of families and family values, and all that we can do with a strong family unit. And I know you didn't have that, but we wanted to tell the people, whether you have it or whether you don't have it, that you can be whatever you want to be. And one of our own, we don't talk about her a lot, but she's a political person that has passed away, Shirley Chisholm. A lot of people don't remember, but Shirley Chisholm was actually one of the first African-American women that ran for president of the United States. Do you remember that, Dominic?
I do remember Shirley Chisholm, whether we want to admit it or not. If not for a Shirley Chisholm, there would be no Barack Obama. If not for a Shirley Chisholm, there would be no Jesse Jackson. Yes. The fact of the matter is, society has a tendency to downplay women, but she was out there front and center, standing tall, and more importantly, representing her people on a national stage.
Absolutely. And what we want to tell people today is that I always hear them talking about people don't know enough about Barack Obama. They don't know. What else do they need to know about him? And, you know, in my opinion, I mean, it's just my humble opinion, but he's a man that was educated, different than we were. He came, you know, from a biracial family, but his father was from Africa. His mother was a white woman. He was raised in Hawaii. And now he has a beautiful wife who's an attorney, and he is one as well. And we want to encourage them to stay strong as a family. I know he's on vacation. I'm glad he took a vacation, because a lot of men don't take their wives on vacation. I know we had the scandal with the Edwards going on, you know, but we don't want that to take away from the Democratic vote, from the party, the values of the Democratic Party. How is, from where you're sitting, how is the climate in the Democratic Party today?
Well, one thing that always saddens me is that if all of us, meaning people of color, progressive people, if all of us registered to vote, we could change America almost overnight. And that's the only way to really bring about change. So it saddens me that we often complain about the problems, but we have the power to do something about it by registering to vote, and we choose complacency rather than getting involved in the process. But, you know, one of the reasons why I've always loved you and loved your show is because you're important. You're focusing on important issues, the strength of the family unit structure. And you are correct. When there is a family unit structure, something that I was denied growing up, but when you have that, the sky's the limit. There's no stopping you. No stopping you. And the reason why I love this conference, Unlock Your Dream, is because it's a reality. If you let go of the physical lock on your mind and stop thinking that you can't do something, the sky is the limit. You can do anything. My life is a testament to that. I have met thousands of people where their lives are the exact same, a testament where somebody told them they couldn't do something in life. They were less than, they were inferior, and yet they went on to accomplish and to achieve.
Yes. And also, talking about Obama is that, and talking about family, I'd like to also say to the audience that wouldn't one think that we're all God's children, and that what is going to help one can help another, whether you're white or black? Because they kill me with this race card. You know, from where we come from, I know from where I come from the projects, the race card was you were born in the projects and you lived in the projects, you were from the projects. Okay, so in a bigger picture, that we're all on earth together. So when we help, one amongst us helps one another, we're going to all rise. If we're on a boat and we don't help the other one because of his race or creed or color, who's going to help you when the boat is drowning? So this vote is not about black, it's not about white, it's about change. It's about changing the climate of this country, and we all know it's out of control. The numbers are staggering with the war. It's staggering. The limbs and arms and lives that have been lost, and the civilians and the children and the mothers and fathers. And then I hear they have billions of dollars in Iraq that they're not even using to build the infrastructure. Did you hear about that?
Well, it happens almost every time when there's a war. Money is not spent domestically in terms of on the front side, money to educate children, money for daycare. Instead, it's spent on the backside, politicians playing to get the vote and spending money on jails rather than spending money to lift people up. And that's a problem that we have in this country. That's a problem whenever there's war. And we're looking at millions of dollars that are spent, billions of dollars that are spent, and that's money that can go into education, could go into child care, could go into hospitals. You and I both know we think alike. We can go down a list of 1,000 things where that money could be better spent. But tragic, and that's why it's important for people to register to vote.
Right.
It's that simple. And if you don't register, then you don't have the right to complain.
That's right. And it's important that we have quality television, that we have good television, that we have television that's going to educate people. Because one of the biggest problems is that a lot of people are not educated. So when they're not educated, they're afraid. You know, a lot of Caucasian people don't know their African brothers and sisters, so they're afraid of them. We don't know them, so we're afraid of them. You understand? And of course, we've had reason to be because we came here as slaves, but we can't hold that right now and keep it as an excuse. Like you said, no more excuses. We have to rise above all of that now and come together and unite as a family. I hope you all go out personally. You know, I'm not making no bones about it. I'm voting for Obama. We have a chance to change history. I just want to thank you for taking the time, Dominic, because
I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's always a pleasure for me to chat with you.
And you as well.
You are a dynamic sister who's out there doing positive things, making things happen. I don't know where you get the energy to keep going the way that you do, but people should support you. They should support your programs that you're doing, because you're not about you. You're about uplifting a people. And that's we can't ask for more than that.
That's right, because you know something, one thing Obama said that I believe is true is that change doesn't happen from the top. Change happens from the bottom up. And I live on the bottom in the grassroots, where I see that grandmothers are taking care of their children's children because their fathers and their mothers are in prison. The prisons are loaded with people with potential that could be just doing what you're doing and be successful and do what other people are doing, but they're not, because they're not putting the money back into the communities. And when they don't do it, whether you're black or whether you're white or whether you're Asian or red Indian, you're going to pay for it, because these criminals are going to come out. 66,000 men are released from prison every month. African-American men that are coming out of prison, and they're coming back to nothing. So it's crime repeating itself over and over. We have to watch ourselves and watch our children when they go out to play and when they go to public schools and things. Children never had to be afraid to go to public school like they are now. You know, so I encourage the chancellor, the mayor, all of the commissioners to really take a hard look at where they're spending their money. I mean, I have personally gone to Commissioner Kelly and told him about my organization, Pathways to Love and Healing. I've asked the commissioner to come in and take a little bit of money to let's sit down monthly, just quarterly, and let the police meet with the community and talk one-on-one without the uniforms, without the hats, just meet, you know, in a non-threatening environment and talk about values, because we all have the same values: self-esteem, respect, trust, acceptance. We need those values to be reiterated so that we can reiterate family values throughout this city, throughout this nation, and through all the urban communities and throughout the world. And again, ladies and gentlemen, the BASHA RIDDICK Show is on WWIVnet in 7 languages. 7 languages around the world. And we have a regular cable network, Time Warner and Cablevision. We're here every week. Every Monday my show is on. And we're going to continue to broadcast more shows on network television and cable leasing television. And we're going to work with Cheryl from Salt and Pepper. She's told me that we might be able to have a working relationship. And we're going to do whatever we have to do to make it happen. Dominic, thank you for the wonderful job. Again, I thank you for your kind words and your support for my show. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to stay right there. because you're going to have more highlights from Unlock Your Dreams. This has been a phenomenal day. And I encourage you to go out and get Dominic's book, No Mama's Boy, because if you read this book, your lives will be transformed. I just want to say, plug that we did a wonderful book fair in February. It was a multicultural book fair for Black History Month. And Dominic read from this book. And when he reads from this book, you know that if he can make it, you can make it, okay? So no more excuses, in the words of Dominic Carter. Thank you for watching us today, and we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.